Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And I've been previewing all the NBA series that have been going on in this year's playoffs. Of course, did all the opening round ones. Now I've been looking at the conference semifinals, done the two Eastern Conference ones. We won't know the second Western Conference semifinals until the Game 7 is completed tonight between the Rockets and the Warriors. But last night we had another Game 7, and the Nuggets defeated the Los Angeles Clippers. Therefore, they will be playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder, of course, had one of the best regular seasons in NBA history. They had the best point differential in NBA history. Incredible. Third on offensive rating, first in defensive rating. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are always going to have a good offense as long as the Joker is manning the middle and, just a one-man offense to himself. But really struggled on the defensive end, finishing 21st in defensive rating. You never really see a team that low in defensive rating reach the NBA Finals. But, maybe the Nuggets can change that, especially since, they did have a different coach. And, they fired Mike Malone with just 3 games remaining. David Adelman, of course, son of famed former head coach Rick Adelman, is now the head coach, and at least through one round, he was able to help them advance. So let's take a look at the starting lineup. So, the Nuggets and Thunder, pretty much their lineup whenever they're healthy. Of course, Chet Holmgren missed a bunch of time this year, and I should mention that the averages listed are points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, steals per game, and blocks per game. So that is in the playoffs. So the Nuggets played 7 games. Thunder very well rested, have much longer break than the Nuggets, as this series will start tomorrow, Monday. Nuggets just ended their series yesterday. Meanwhile, the Thunder took quick work of the Memphis Grizzlies in the opening round, sweeping them. So, long layoff. So you wonder if the Nuggets will try to take advantage of that, at least in Game 1. These are these are averages in the playoffs. Joker, facing one of the best defensive centers in the game, Ivica Zubac. Had some games where he wasn't quite as efficient as he normally is, but you see, still averaged a triple-double. Of course, the key with the Nuggets is how much his supporting cast will help. Some days it feels like Joker's out there on his own. Other days we got a Jamal Murray, who's had some superb playoff runs, particularly in 2023 and in the 2020 bubble, where he looks like, an All-NBA member. Meanwhile, he's never made an All-Star team. Christian Braun has performed quite well this season, first year as the full-time starter. Michael Porter Jr., though, we'll see if he'll be able to make it through the whole round. He needed a shot just to help him overcome his left shoulder sprain. Needs to find a way to alleviate that pain. And you see, not really productive in this series. So not 100% Michael Porter Jr. Meanwhile, for the Thunder, SGA, it kind of shows you how good the Thunder are, because SGA, for the first 2 games, really did not score efficiently at all, had some very low field goal percentages. Despite that, particularly in Game 1, Thunder had one of the biggest blowout wins in NBA playoff history. Just such a defensive-minded team. You look for a weakness in their starting lineup, or really the reserves, and you can't really find one. Lou Dort definitely could make an all-defensive team. Jalen Williams, they're so confident in him that they actually played him at center when earlier in the season, when the Thunder's pretty much whole rotation of big men, whether it's Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, or Jalen Williams, were all out with injury. But yeah, two-headed monster, really a three-headed monster on offense. SGA, likely MVP. Of course, he's going up against the likely runner-up for MVP and the Joker, and won 3 of the last 4 as well. But Isaiah Hartenstein definitely has been, an important cog to the lineup. Just such a good passer from that center position. Where the Thunder seem to have a huge advantage is with the benches. So Nuggets honestly have had 2 reliable players off the bench. Russell Westbrook, who has really shot the ball well, shooting, I believe, well over 40% from three-point range in the playoffs. Of course, not what he's known for being somewhat of an inefficient scorer, but many times during that series against the Clippers, he really performed well. Had a game where he made a couple costly plays, but also really helped them win Game 1 despite an inefficient shooting night. Peyton Watson, really the only other reserve they can count on. DeAndre Jordan, I think, played in all 7 games, but even in Game 7, they didn't play him till like midway through the third quarter against the Clippers when they were up quite a bit. Jalen Pickett, I believe, didn't play in 1 game, and Julian Strawther only played in 3. So for the most part, at least the last few games, they went only 8 deep. And the Thunder really so for all these, I list 5 guys off the bench for each team, regardless of whether they go 10 deep. Most teams in the playoffs do not. That is not the Thunder's case, though, because this doesn't even list AJ Mitchell, who came back from injury not long before the regular season ended. And honestly, if he didn't get hurt, there was a good chance he was going to make an all-rookie team. So even without him, of course, Alex Caruso, one of the best defensive guards, and Keyshawn Wallace, certainly not a slouch at that end either. Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins can get hot from deep, and Jalen Williams, not playing a lot in the playoffs, but he's a guy who had, I think, 3 triple doubles. Towards the end, when Thunder had some key injuries to their front court, and he was starting the game. So 2 teams met up 4 times in the regular season, split the season series. Now, the first 2 games were both in Denver, and they both took part in the first month of the season. Those 2 games were split. Then they played a back-to-back, both in Oklahoma City. Many people were saying how it could help decide the MVP race. Well, after first game, it looked like SGA clearly took the lead as Oklahoma City won. And then the second game, the Nuggets won, and the Joker played awesome. In the end, though, it really looks like SGA is going to win. So split series there. Last I saw, the Nuggets are plus 500 underdogs, and the Thunder are minus 700 favorites. That was according to DraftKings Sportsbook. In the end, and I really thought about going 5 games for the Thunder. I'm going to change it to 6. I'm going to say the Thunder win this series in 6 games. Never like going against the Joker, but the Thunder, with an historic regular season, kept it going in the opening round, winning 4-0 against the Grizzlies. The Nuggets, if Jamal Murray could get it going. Russell Westbrook continues to do well off the bench, although there's numerous perimeter guys for those 2 guys. But, let's say they have good games, and the Joker does his normal thing. Maybe there's hope. But let me know in the comments, who do you believe advances in this series and in how many games? Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.